Did you know that ADHD entrepreneurs are 35% more likely to start businesses than their neurotypical peers? That's because your brain is wired for entrepreneurial thinking. What seems like liabilities, impulsivity, hyperfocus, and constant novelty-seeking are actually entrepreneurial superpowers: rapid prototyping, deep problem solving, and innovation drive. Like these business leaders with ADHD who turned these traits into business success. What you viewed as weaknesses are actually competitive advantages. And today, I'm showing you the neuroscience behind your decision-making patterns and how to transform these challenges into your entrepreneurial edge. What if I told you that the brain differences you've been fighting against are actually your secret weapon in business? It turns out the same neurological variations that might create challenges in traditional settings could be your greatest asset as an entrepreneur. Let's explore the fascinating neuroscience behind this. Your ADHD brain processes information differently due to specific neurological variations. For example, the right hemisphere of your prefrontal cortex functions in a unique way that creates this interesting duality. You might struggle with routine tasks, but excel at creative problem solving and innovation. This is backed by research showing these neurological differences support the entrepreneurial mindset. When we look at how decisions happen in your brain, the anterior cingulate cortex plays a crucial role. The differences in how this brain region functions explain something you've probably experienced. Mundane decisions might be painfully difficult, but complex, high-stakes choices become your strength. Imagine facing a sudden market shift requiring immediate action. While others freeze, your anterior cingulate cortex enables you to evaluate options quickly and commit to a direction when uncertainty is high. Precisely the skill you need in entrepreneurship. Your brain's chemistry influences your entrepreneurial drive as well. Those lower levels of dopamine and norepinephrine that you've heard about aren't just causing challenges, they're actually pushing you towards stimulating activities like entrepreneurship. This neurological reality creates a natural tendency to seek novelty and take risks, exactly what successful business innovation requires. The prefrontal cortex, especially the dorsolateral region, shows functional and structural differences in ADHD brains. While this can impact certain executive functions affecting decision-making and strategic planning, it also is what gives you your edge in spotting unconventional solutions. Your brain's unique wiring, including variations in the basal ganglia and the limbic system, influences how you approach challenges. These differences are the source of ability to develop innovative solutions and adapt quickly to changing circumstances. Essentially, qualities for entrepreneurial success. Think about it this way. The brain wiring that society has labeled as problematic in traditional settings creates your edge in the business world. You naturally think outside conventional boundaries, spot opportunities others miss, and take calculated risks, all because of how your brain is structured, not in spite of it. Your executive function differences create both your biggest challenges and your most significant competitive advantages in business. When you struggle with routine administrative tasks, that's the same neurological variation that allows you to thrive during business crises that would paralyze others. When you find yourself constantly generating new ideas rather than finishing old ones, that's the same brain function that keeps you ahead of market trends. Those distracting traits that teachers and bosses have criticized your entire life are the exact same qualities that drive innovation in today's crazy, fast-growing companies. When directed properly, these characteristics become your entrepreneurial edge rather than obstacles to overcome. Let me show you how 4 specific cognitive traits you might consider weaknesses actually function as your business superpowers. Firstly, hyperfocus. That intense concentration that makes you tune out of the world transforms into extraordinary problem-solving capabilities when channeled toward business challenges. While others bounce between tasks with divided attention, you can immerse yourself completely in projects that captivate your interest, leading to breakthrough innovations that methodical thinkers often miss entirely. Emotional intensity. Your heightened emotional awareness gives you an intuitive understanding of customer needs and market gaps competitors overlook. You can sense disconnects between what customers say they want and what they actually need, creating more effective marketing strategies and products that truly resonate with users, giving them things that they don't even realize that they want yet. Novelty-seeking. This constant desire for new experiences drives continuous innovation and adaptation. While others get comfortable with established practices, your brain naturally explores fresh ideas. Many ADHD entrepreneurs report this exact trait motivated them to start their business in the first place, giving them an invaluable ability to pivot quickly while competitors remain stuck in outdated thinking. Lastly, high energy and multitasking. Research shows these characteristics allow you to work longer hours and maintain engagement when others would burn out. Your boundless energy helps you push through challenges, while your ability to juggle various responsibilities creates a fluidity that linear thinkers struggle to match in fast-paced business environments. For example, my clients frequently use hyperfocus to solve in hours what took competitors days of fragmented thinking. They frequently leverage emotional intensity to build stronger client relationships that translate to repeat business. And again, I see their novelty-seeking nature perfectly suited for identifying emerging market trends before they become obvious to all the normals. The key insight isn't about overcoming these traits, it's about designing a business that leverages them. When you build a company around your natural tendencies instead of fighting against them, you create a sustainable model that works with your brain chemistry. This might mean structuring your role around innovation while delegating routine operational tasks to others, or designing your product development cycle to harness hyperfocus bursts rather than forcing artificial schedules. The most successful ADHD entrepreneurs don't suppress their unique competitive wiring, they transform it into their competitive advantage. Now that we understand how to structure our business roles around our natural strengths, let's tackle the elephant in the room. Those moments when you find yourself staring at a computer for hours, paralyzed by even simple business decisions. The standard decision frameworks that work for neurotypical entrepreneurs often fail spectacularly for the ADHD brain. But there's a completely different approach that can transform this weakness into a strategic advantage. Picture this. You're facing a pricing decision for your new service, you've opened 40 browser tabs with research, created 3 spreadsheets, and still can't move forward. This happens because business gurus teach decision-making models that assume consistent attention, strong working memory, and linear processing, exactly where our brains work different. When you try to force thinking into these frameworks, you end up with analysis paralysis, making impulsive choices, going, "Oh, stuff it," or experiencing complete decision fatigue by the day's end. The solution isn't trying harder to fit your square peg thinking into the round hole of traditional decision making. Instead, build your own systems specifically engineered for how your brain actually processes information. Start with what I call an external brain system. Now, this varies for everyone, but it might be tools like a big board where your decisions are visually mapped, or a dedicated decision notebook, or a specialized app that captures your thoughts and makes connections, or a bunch of sticky notes. Like all on one wall, meaning the things that need to get started, and on the other wall, the things you achieved. Having an external brain frees your mind to generate creative solutions rather than juggle details. Your business choices live outside your head in a reliable system you can trust rather than having to keep it all up here. We use our brain for processing information rather than storing it. Next, experiment with the 24-hour rule, which harnesses your natural impulsivity. When facing a significant business decision, give yourself permission to brainstorm rapidly. This is where your brain shines, right? Then deliberately pause for 24 hours before finalizing. This strategic delay allows your initial excitement to settle while still benefiting from your rapid ideation abilities. Look, there are so many strategies and they need to be customized exactly for you, but body doubles are often powerful for ADHD entrepreneurs. Your brain responds strongly to social motivation, making the process of talking through a decision especially impactful. The right digital tools complement ADHD thinking patterns, so creating visual decision matrices, displaying choices spatially instead of linearly, making comparison intuitive, or using conditional formatting in a spreadsheet so that the numbers change to show their relationships to each other rather than a big box of numbers. It depends on your specific wiring, but just acknowledge that you're going to innovate, you're going to build a system that fits your need. For example, some people find the Pomodoro technique transforms overwhelming decisions into manageable sprints, preventing the attention fatigue that leads to poor choices. There are so many others, and I'm trying so hard to make these videos less like lectures and more YouTube-y. So I'm not going to dive in. All right, self-control. Other effective techniques include the daily brain dump to clear mental clutter, the 2-minute rule for immediate action on quick decisions, focusing on completion rather than perfection, doing what I would call a terrible first draft, techniques for making decisions on the page rather than in your head, and decision batching to reduce cognitive load. These approaches have helped entrepreneurs break through challenges that previously stalled their businesses. We've explored how ADHD traits can be entrepreneurial assets when properly challenged. Your hyperfocus, rapid idea generation, and unique problem-solving approaches aren't flaws, but are huge advantages when supported correctly. The research we've explored today confirms that many successful entrepreneurs have discovered already. These ADHD traits you've thought to mask or fix are often the exact qualities driving your business innovations. The key isn't changing how your brain works, it's creating environments and systems that honor its natural strengths. This week, I'm going to challenge you to try to spot the upside of your spicy brain. Note it down with delight. Maybe tell a friend. Capture those things that you're getting advantages from your spicy brain rather than always focusing on the deficits. By embracing your unique cognitive style, you transform what others see as limitations into your secret competitive edge. Your brain isn't broken, it's specialized for entrepreneurial thinking and creates extraordinary results.